What is happening everyone, Rhea here again, welcome back. Today I'm going to show you how to deceive the untrained eye. There is a developing trend on this channel, and that is my affinity for materials or elements that are distressed, age, damage, which goes for humans too, organic, weathered, rustic, basically anything old. So I'm going to show you how I turn this to this. Let me show you in the garage. First, you need to identify the type of wood that you're working with. Is it softwood or hardwood? Because that will determine the type of tools that you need to create the distressed look. So here is the type of wood that I worked with. This is pine molding, which is a soft wood, meaning it doesn't take much to create any dents or imperfections on the surface itself. To begin with, I used a pair of pliers to create those dents on the surface of the wood I'm working with. I must preface that this involves a bit of repetitive work, which requires a fair bit of patience, which to me means that you should work smarter, not harder. Prior to tackling this, you've obviously determined what you're going to use your piece for. Try and limit your work on the sides that will be visible. For instance, these will be used as frames for an artwork I created. I've planned ahead which side of these pieces are going to be visible when the artwork is hung up. So as you can see here, you'll find that as I'm working through these pieces, I'll only be focusing on two surfaces, one face and one side, and the rest will be covered anyway, so I make no attempts in distressing those areas. For the sides and the edges, I use my drill and the largest drill bit I could find and just dragged it along the edge to scrape some wood off the surface. The pliers in the beginning actually created these very distinct triangular almost uniform dents on the wood surface, and that's not what we want because we are going for this organic look, and basically so we can trick people into making them think that we purchased some high-end weathered wood. So again, I took my drill with the same drill bit and dragged it along the surface to create these random imperfections on the wood. Following that, I used a steel brush that attaches to my drill and that just removes the softer wood fibers that are on the wood. Next, I manually sanded it with an 80 grit sandpaper. So the lower the number, the coarser it is. So a 120 grit will be a finer sandpaper compared to this. Make sure you don't go too excited and overboard with your sanding because you don't want to lose all the hard work you've put into this. After this, I've seen some people burn the top layer of the wood to accentuate the texture of the grain. But we don't need to do that here because we're using small pieces. To finish this look, I used a water-based interior wood stain. This is the color Walnut by Cabot. I shall link the products in the description box below. I stained the top layer with a cloth. Afterwards, I finished it with some wax to get into the deeper exposed cross grain. This one is the color Black by Watson. Again, I will link that below. Initially, I had trouble with the application by using a cloth because it left the wax just sitting on the top layer. So use a brush instead to push the wax into those crevices and then rub the excess off with a piece of cloth. And you're done. In the next video, I will show you how I incorporated today's project into a restoration hardware inspired wall art decor piece. Till next time, peace out.